and Evan, and especially to the BlackBerry stand. It's great to see you all here. We've got a super presentation coming up for you now. Let me tell you what's coming up afterwards though. We're going to be hearing from Polar Mobile in a few moments, and also after that there's going to be a playbook demonstration for you, one of BlackBerry's most exciting new products at all. At the moment, of course. Now, right now, though, I'd like to introduce for you Deepan Ganesh, who's here. He's going to talk to you about BlackBerry Messenger 6.0, the newest version of it, and how we can all get involved. Deepan.
Everybody hear me? All right. Well, thanks for coming out. My name is Deepan Ganesh. I'm the product manager on BBM at BlackBerry. Today what I'd like to do is give you an overview of BBM 6, which is really the social platform. Before I get into the social platform altogether, I'd like to do a quick recap of some of the numbers. The BBM community is growing at a fantastic rate. We hit 35 million users as of January 2011. That's about 60% penetration into our overall base. We're hitting about 1.5 to 2 million new ads month over month. If you draw that out over a year, that's about 130% growth over the last year. I mean, those are staggering numbers. But what's more impressive is the affinity that this base has towards the product. I find that, I mean, with BBM, the product is in your pocket at all times. It's almost become a lifeline for users in terms of their relationships and managing them with their friends. Perfect example of this is in 2010 when Spain scored the winning goal in the World Cup. Our traffic spiked by 300% right then and there, and actually stayed that way for a little bit as BBM users around the world celebrated. So we know the community is growing, and what we've been looking to do is figure out ways to get this community engaged. So the big thing with the social platform is today, as we know it, BBM is really about enabling chat between users, right? We know this community is growing and we're looking for other ways for the users to be able to engage. So the big item, big ticket item in the social platform is enabling developers to build solutions on top of the platform that we create for gaming, video, VoIP, commerce, location, and a whole bunch of other verticals. Specifically, we're looking to open up a comprehensive set of APIs that provide access to BBM data and functionality. So from a data perspective, you're looking at opening up access for contact lists, for membership, user profiles. And from a functionality perspective, we're looking at opening up access to things like chat, file transfers, and invitations. I'll get into each of these sections in more detail. So, contact lists. We know this is where the big value is, and when we started looking at the overall social platform, we were thinking of how we could address a key pain point in the application ecosystem today, and that's app discoverability. I mean, if you're not within the top 20 or the top 50 apps right now in an application storefront, you're pretty much lost in the sea of applications out there. It's very difficult to be noticed. We wanted to change that model around with the BBM community. So with the social platform, users will now be able to promote their respective applications right within the app itself to a user base of 35 million strong and growing. What this does is it really creates a viral, organic element of growth that your applications can now leverage. Over and above the app discoverability piece, we also wanted to focus on engagement. Engagement is also a problem today. We know there are about 1 billion apps out there that do things, but we wanted to create applications that allow you to do things with your friends, people you care about. And in that diagram there, you see an example of how that works out. So within an application, you can pull up a contact picker, you can select friends that have the application installed or friends that don't have the application installed, or you can send them an invite to join you in a session. Now that session can be, for example, a perfect example is, let's say I'm trying to play poker with a bunch of BBM friends. I can send out an invite, they get the invite, it looks like the middle screen over there, they'll see a message come in that they can choose to accept, decline. If they don't have the application, they're automatically directed into Apple. So we thought about the end-to-end flow in terms of ensuring that the user can quickly get access to the application and get on the specific application to experience whatever that app has to offer. We've also provided access to the user profile. So if a user within an application downloads that app, the developer then, or the application has access to the display name, the pin, the status message, personal message, the avatar, location, timestamp. It's essentially a bunch of information that the developer has access to. You also have access to update that information within the application itself as long as consent is provided by the user. Now, with anything that RIM does, privacy and security is obviously top of mind. So while you can get access to the person who's downloaded the application, you can't get access to that person's contact list or their friends. Another interesting thing that we provide in the user profile is this customized area called the profile box that allows you to be able to essentially, it's a free-form area that developers can add into. If you look at that bottom screen, those images, you can see that Wordmole is a perfect example of an application where the developer can essentially add any information about that user that's relevant. So think of achievements, leaderboards, top 10 lists. I was speaking to a partner just in the last hour. They build a music application and they're interested in using this section to show the top 10 songs that a user is interested in. And right within that profile box, user, for example, if I'm that person's friend, I can scroll through it, view it, open it up, and if I click on that track, I'm directly sent over to that application to be able to experience that song. It's another great element of discoverability and virality for these apps. So over and above the data model, we've also provided access to a lot of BPM functions that we have. We've specifically opened up the bread and butter of BPM, which is our chat. So third-party apps now can, a few lines of code, add very similar BPM-like chat capabilities into their product. It's fully customizable, so size, position, all those things are easily configurable. And the best part is, this chat essentially facilitates communication between application users. So you don't necessarily need to be BPM friends to be able to leverage this chat. So think of an example, a perfect example would be a dating application where I'm scrolling through profiles and I see somebody that's interested. I can initiate a chat with that person right then and there. And of course we provide direct third-party BPM integration as well. So from third-party application, you can pull up a chat to interact with your BPM friends right then and there. And I think a perfect example for this is a newspaper application. You see an interesting article that you find amusing, and you want to share that with a friend, you can do that right then and there, right within the application. You can choose to send over the link, or you can choose to send the entire text of that article right to your friend and communicate and chat back and forth about it. Lastly, talk about the data transfer aspect. So what we've done is, this is a tremendous opportunity for developers. We've opened up our data transfer capabilities on BPM. What this really does is it opens up our content sharing and streaming capabilities to application developers. A really good example of this is, once again, the music application. I'm in a music application and I like a song. I'd like to be able to share that song with a BPM friend, or share a clip of that song with a BPM friend. It's all done in pretty much one button click to your user, and they get the application, they can experience it right then and there. There's also the capability of streaming that's supported right now. So two users, in this regard, what we do is we essentially enable two users to open up a session and able to share data or stream data between that session. A perfect example of this is a chess game. I no longer, as a developer, need to maintain a backend for that chess game. I can actually transfer the chess moves back and forth right between this open BPM session. And it actually gets much more interesting and exciting when you start looking at applications that are more data intensive. Think about VoIP, video, real-time gaming. All these types of services are going to be enabled with our data transfer capabilities. And RIM is building the underlying infrastructure to be able to support this more heavy intensive data usage apps. That's it for my end. Thank you for coming out. You can, just a quick reminder that you can follow all our activities on Mobile World Congress at Twitter at BlackBerry Messenger.
Stephen, thank you very much indeed.